Hi, and welcome to No Substitute for Awesome, a channel by a substitute teacher for substitute teachers. Here on this channel, we're going to strive to bring the best of ourselves, not just to teaching, but to life. My name is Christopher Youngren, and I am a full-time substitute teacher, part-time actor, and all-the-time daddy. Today, I'd like to share with you the top 7 tips for brand new substitute teachers. Now, these are things that I wish I had known when I started out, but things that I've learned since then and continue to implement to this day. Tip number 1, and it may seem like a no-brainer, but get plenty of sleep the night before. Show up well rested. There is no way to be your best if you show up bleary-eyed and out of it. You want to be awake, alert, and alive. And the only way that you can do this is if you get lots of rest. And also have a good breakfast. Again, it may go without saying, but it's the equivalent of going on a long car trip without putting gas in your tank. You want to make sure that you put fuel in your engine so that you're ready to go, not just physically, but mentally as well. Tip number 2, get to school early. I'm a couple of years into my subbing career, and I still try to get to school at least a half an hour early every day. Now, this allows you to do a couple of different things. First of all, to figure out where the heck you're going. Where is everything? Where's the office? Where's the classroom? Where's the cafeteria? Where's the gymnasium? Where are the kids? Especially in elementary school, you want to make sure you know where the kids are going to be in the morning. You don't want to leave a bunch of 5-year-olds out there wondering where the teacher is. Teacher? Teacher? You want to make sure that you get there ahead of them so that you are there to welcome them and they know from the very first second that they are in good hands. This also gives you a chance arriving early to go over the lesson plans for the day. As soon as you bring the kids back to class, you want to be ready to go. You don't want to allow any downtime. And this can only be done if you know where you are going. Again, using the road trip analogy, you want to look at the map before you get on the road. Now, this ties into tip number 3, take control from the get-go. All right? Because if you lead a bunch of kids into a room and you don't know where you're going, you've lost control already. All right? Now, this doesn't mean that you have to go in and rule with an iron fist, but you want to make sure that the kids know that just because the regular teacher is gone, it doesn't give them license to behave like a bunch of screaming maniacs. That you are a teacher, you are there for the day, and you are expecting them to do their work because that work will be turned in to their regular teacher and it will be graded. So you need to set these rules up at the beginning of the day, and then as the day goes on, you'll have the opportunity to get a little bit more flexible and have a little more fun. But if you don't set these rules up from the start, they are going to take the day and they are going to run with it, and you are going to lose control, and before you know it, your hair is going to be falling out, and oh wait, never mind, forget that. But it's so important. And I use 5 rules of my own. Now generally, the regular teacher will obviously have classroom rules, but I bring along my own rules and I teach them those rules from the get-go. And I'm going to go over those rules in a later video. But today, all I can say is take control from the second you meet those kids so they know that you are in charge, they're in good hands, and you're all going to have a great day together, but only if they follow your lead. Number 4, bring extra work. A lot of times the lesson plans are going to be great. They're going to give you more work than what you needed, but sometimes you're going to be left with some downtime, and downtime is the enemy. As soon as kids are left with nothing to do, that's when the insanity begins. So you want to make sure that you have a way to lead them from activity to activity to activity to activity to activity. And sometimes that means bringing your own work. Now you can go online and you can find work for every single different grade level, and you can keep it in a file. And again, I'll have a video on this at a later date. But in the meantime, just know that if you are teaching first grade for the day, go online, print out some first grade handouts, and CYA, be prepared for everything. But also, number 5, Be prepared to be flexible. Just because the lesson plans are structured in such a way doesn't necessarily mean that that's the way the day is always going to go. Some lessons are going to take longer. Some lessons are going to take shorter. And you need to be able to adapt to whatever comes your way. Number 6, so important, leave a note for the teacher, thanking them for the opportunity to sub for them and to give them a little bit of information about how the day went, what went especially well, what perhaps didn't go so well, what students were on point, rock stars, what students had a little bit of difficulty listening and getting the job done. So they know that you aren't just a body sitting in for them, that you're actually awake and engaged and really participating with the students. Because especially if this is a class that you enjoyed, it's an excellent way for that teacher to ask you to come back again. So, and to personalize it, to make sure that they understand that you're a person behind just a number. So always leave a note and thank them for the opportunity. And number 7, breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Relax, have fun. Subbing can be such a rewarding experience, it really can. But if you look terrified, like a deer in headlights, and you're not breathing, and you're not alive, and you're not engaged, the students are gonna know that again. But if you interact with them, if you breathe, if you relax, if you have fun with them, it will make all the difference in the world. And the subs that talk about it being such a difficult job, I guarantee you are the ones who are not breathing, who are not living, who are not engaging with the students in a fun, productive, educational way. I hope this has been valuable to you, and if it has, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and do join us in the future as there's so much more content to come. I thank you so much for joining me today, and remember, don't just be a sub, be awesome.